Alright everybody, we continue with the Rare Cup, Division 6 and Division 7, the second semi-final, the Sloth High Lords against J'ai Plus de Force. Didn't quite fit on the board, so I had to shorten it slightly. We're on map number 1 of the best of 3 series here in the semi-final, and on the left side for the blue team, Gaflo and Vala, Bloody on Zul. We have Shell on Oriel, Blue playing Zarya, and Doro on Arthas. And over to the red side, J'ai Plus de Force with Nova on Rhaegar, Heroes Gohan on Johanna, definitely has the hair color for it, Cavaliers on Reyna, Syl on Blaze, and Sapphire on Jaina. Alrighty, let's go. As usual, the big disclaimer here, this is, again, the lower end of the amateur league in Europe, meaning that the players on average here will be somewhere between probably silver, gold, maybe a couple of plats like thrown in there as well. So we are definitely looking at the lower end of the spectrum when it comes to the skill scale. So we're gonna have quite a few things to talk about, I would assume, as we're heading into this game right now to check all of this out. At this point, as you can already see, as level 1 talent, we have on Jimmy's side, again, the good old ace in the hole taken. Interesting enough, Jaina is rotating against Zul. Now, Blaze is slowly taking that position over, but it's interesting to see Jaina in that situation in the first place, so I'm not really sure how that came to pass, but I doubt that it's really what they want to go for here. Bloody is already under pressure. Zul obviously got fixed in the last, or patched in the last hotfix, so now the bugs are out. Still quite the powerful hero, especially if you go for the rotation. That, on the other hand, with Shackler, not really something that you're seeing too often taken, at least in the higher level of play. Arthas has gone into Rhyme. He currently acts as the main tank for the team. And it's a pretty hefty melee setup that they're running here. But Bloody, even with his level 1 talent, doesn't stand a chance here and gets taken down quickly. So, quick kill against him. And camps are taken. Bit of an early grab on this one. Usually you want to time it around the objective. That could become a problem because now the red team can take their own camp down here, can then move over, claim this, and this camp, this shaman camp, will be taken down by Jimmy quite likely. So this could actually backfire very heavily. There's already a hero that rotates top to help out Jimmy a little bit. Blaze is underway. The rest of the team is trying to get camps at the bottom of the map, I would suggest. No, actually in this case they're just like focusing on the wave clear again. Top side, that's a 4 versus 3 though. And they are actually starting to take this down quickly. Now the level 4 talents keep coming in. Okay, still alive, but I kind of like what the red team is doing here right now. If they take their own camp, if they delayed it, if it's not just a thing where they're like, oh, we kind of forgot about it. So the blue team is getting bullied here slightly. Is getting pushed back, especially Vala, as the only damage dealer, needs to be careful. She cannot die in these situations, or they're gonna be in tons of trouble. Shrine is activating, and now the red team needs to claim this. If they wanna perfectly time all of this, make sure that they're getting value out of the top lane push, and this is really the moment when you need to make a play for your own camp. And I guess they're starting to rotate over. We might be a little bit late on it, honestly, because with 10 seconds left, they will have a hard time to rotate down, and yeah, it's not really the time that you want to go for. You can already tell that a couple of heroes now need to Hearthstone back, so if you know that the Shrine is coming up, then usually you want to do that before that's the case. So they have to rotate now as a group, and this is starting to become a little bit tricky for them. This camp has been taken a bit too late, and they're also too late on the Shrine, so it probably doesn't really get as much as he could. But at least they did it. Like, I like it a lot more than what the red team did than what the blue team did, because they took it way too early and it didn't really give them anything. But if the fight down here can now be just strung out a little bit, then that's a good chance to get some value. Blaze might fall though. He is incredibly low. They want to get the kill, and they do get the kill. But if the red team can still slow this down slightly, that would be fantastic for them. But just imagine this situation if the red team would have grabbed their own camp just 10 seconds earlier and would have arrived here at the bottom just as the shrine spawns. This camp would probably get the fort, or at least damage it severely. Now it's not going to do a whole lot because the blue team dominates the shrine fight, takes this one, and Zul is already rotating over. But if taken earlier, this would have done a lot more damage. It's in a great position for that. Bit of a missed opportunity for Plus de Force, even though they had the right thought there. They had the right thought, the execution could have been a little bit better. But now at the bottom of the map, maybe an opportunity to at least get some kills. Nice whip into the walls, so that was a good start from Oriel here. But the camp is still taken. The team's still on even experience, and here comes the Punisher. And they need to both move back, and move back quickly. Behind the gate, behind the gate. They get locked in because they stay too long, and that's going to trigger the Punisher jump, and that is a massive fail. So this is exactly what you need to avoid. Never let the Punisher jump in front of the gate. Always, as soon as it's taken, move behind the gate. Make sure that it only gets vision by you using ability from behind the gate. And this is a disaster right now. The red team is going to lose way too much here. This is really... This is Heroes one-on-one. Once the Punisher gets claimed behind the gate and waited out there, they should never be in a spot where they're losing the entire fort. But now, of course, there's massive momentum for the blue team, especially since they accomplished all of this with only 4 heroes. Zul wasn't even with them. Zul was rotating in the meantime and is now through that denying experience at the top and damaging those walls even more. So a big problem at this point. And, well, let's check out if they can maybe recover. But I gotta say that the blue team is now massively ahead here. Yeah, really massively ahead. The Zul rotation too. Jaina meeting that earlier was also a bit of a weird choice. Usually you want to have Blaze dealing with that situation so that Jaina can help out the rest of the team. She has the wave clear, of course, in those situations too, but she can also threaten heroes a little bit more. Already the fountain, by the way, taken down. So the little trick where you take your opponent's camp, you grant vision by attacking this over the wall with an ability like, let's say, shield glare or anything. And then the cam helps you to take the fountain down. Quite important since the next objective actually spawns in the middle of the map now too. So that's something to really pay attention to as well. Level 10 abilities are now in. And with that we have Strafe, no Resurrect in this case, but we have Aegis taken again. And Army as you would normally see. And I suppose that we're going to get the poison over here for Zul. I guess he could also go into the mages, but still. Let's wait that out. Zul just like trying to anchor this a little bit. Top side, now that they have at least vision on a few heroes, he is starting to take his own camp. And off we go. That's going to be another fountain destroyed. At least it looks like that's the case. Down here, a bit of a battle. Zul has now to go up against Jaina, who's all of a sudden sitting there. Jaina should actually be able to get a lot of damage in now that he basically walked right into her. Good heal from Oriel as they're all stacking up there. Old use from Zarya. Keep in mind that the red team doesn't have level 10 abilities. You don't really want to fight this if you have a choice. And that's another kill. 5 kills against 1 now. Zul again moving in, starting to threaten Jaina here. At the same time now, as you can tell, with the level 10 abilities in play. We're looking also at the Winter Mule. Well, not quite. First of all, it's Water Elemental. Could be a kill. Nice heal. But Johanna is not out of it just yet. Is able to walk away, though. And down here... Ooh, we have again Combustion taken. It seems a little bit desperate at this point. This is the second fort eliminated. They are 4 kills behind. They are more than a level, nearly 2 levels behind, actually. If they get the kill, that would be a nice step back into the right direction. And they might actually get it now. Oh, it's the heal. Where's the heal when you need it? There's the shield already. And the red team, even in the 4 versus 5, just can't get that kill. Zul is now moving in too. Uses the mages here immediately. Didn't get a lot out of it, but the shrine is now activating in the middle of the map as well. They could, in theory, even try to get level 13, honestly. Already going for the camp to lock in a bit more experience. Bottom of the map, though, on top, both of those lanes are pushed out pretty heavily, so you can't do too much there. But there's another camp available that they can now go for, which is exactly what they do. Red team, again on their own camp. And I like these moves. These moves are good. They're a little bit too late, as I said previously. You should be there a bit quicker and make sure that you time it properly. But the moves themselves are actually pretty decent ones. So that's already a good step. Now that everybody is starting to focus on the objective again, level 13 is still an option. And since they burn down those minions over here, they have a chance to lock it in any second, which will give them a significant lead in this. And there we have it. So 4 against 9 stacks. And again, it's getting spicy now. We got the echoes of death at this point, so more AoE coming through. And the spell barrier on top of it to try and counteract Jaina a little bit. Up into the wall. There's the Water Elemental trying to make the play for Oriel. So far, not quite the case. No Aegis being used. And it's the end of Jojo. As Oriel self uses her ult. And now all of a sudden, that's kill number 1. Kill number 2. We have Jojo down and the dog died as well. And with that, 7 kills against 1 and just dominant position here. So again, the camp not getting as much as it could because the fight just finishes too early. It's a real quick engage, no real poke happening around of this, so there's very limited amount of time where this camp does get value for them. So the right ideas, but the execution is definitely a bit questionable for the red team side, and the blue team is capitalizing on these early game advantages that they got, especially with the mistakes that were made by Plus de Force at the bottom of the map, where they lost out on the entire fort and wall because they proc the Punisher jump too early. In this case, not really mattering too much since the wall is already open, so that's not going to do too much for them. Jaina trying to take those Khazras out, and is actually successful, only one of them surviving. But, yeah, there's the jump. Okay, good. Iron Skin here. Moves away. The fort obviously foregone. There's no way to get that. And off we go. Ah, it's really... Oh, good whip into the wall. So that's at least nice. And again, baited over. No! Not again, guys. Please. Oh... Seriously, that's Heroes ABC. That's the one-on-one here. Bait it over and don't die to the Punisher jump. There's the kill against Blaze, and that's a disaster now. Yeah, Jaina is dead too. Vala is eliminated. What could have been a simple kill against the fort is now going to result in a keep taken out, and you cannot allow this. I mean, I am sorry that I bore some viewers to death here with explaining this over and over again, but let me go over it real quickly once more with the example. If the Punisher approaches, you move behind it, you stay behind, you attack the Punisher once that he arrives over here with any ability. The Punisher, therefore, gets granted vision on the hero that attacked it. The jump is an ability, like any hero ability, that has a cooldown. So once that he sees you, he jumps over, your opponent is stuck on the other side, you can easily defend with the help of your fort and the remaining heroes while not being attacked by the opponent and take it down. If you proc the jump in front of it, that jump is on a cooldown, so the Punisher is going to sit here with the rest of the team, they barrel through, and you're going to get the full force of the attack. Never ever proc the jump in front of that gate. This is actually one of the reasons why a lot of teams move in early to destroy these side walls, so that when the jump of the Punisher gets procced, they can potentially try and follow up through the side wall and attack the hero that gets attacked by the jump and maybe locked down. Really important to learn this. Again, if you find yourself on the lower end of the spectrum, as these players do on the skill spectrum here, that's something that you definitely need to learn. Learn how the objectives interact with the map. Learn the map mechanics and also the timings here. It will grant you win after win after win if you go up against opponents that don't know these things. Big fight over here. Actually, the first real good engage that we see for Plus de Force. And they get a double kill. It's a triple. And they are locking in another kill. And one of the reasons why they're actually able to do this is because one of the things that the blue team has been doing the entire game now is they always push Zul on the other side. For what they're trying to do, that is of course helpful because it means that you're pushing multiple lanes at once and it can really be a problem. The issue is that of course you are only with 4 heroes in the fight when your opponent makes the decision to go in there with 5. And that's why you see 4 heroes die like this. If you have a really good flank against the 4-man with the entire force of a team, you can take the entire team down. But then, of course, you ignore Zul in the process. So far, it really worked well for the Sloth High Lords, but it comes at a cost, and that is that risk being forced into a fight where your opponent has a numeric advantage. And that's exactly what we saw there. So maybe something that you want to do in the early or the mid-game stages, but towards the later stage of the game where death timers are really high, probably something that shouldn't be advised. Either way, game is a little bit more equal now. The experience gap has been heavily closed because if you are behind in experience and you kill opponents' heroes, you get an underdog bonus as well, so that makes it a bit easier for you to come back. Comeback potential is therefore increased the farther you fall behind. Obviously still very tricky to take these teams down then. But that means that Plus de Force still has a chance here. Top side, Bloody is currently trying to take the camp down. We still have camps taken on the blue team side, but the next shrine is activating, and this one is going to be a very important one, since it is pretty much the only shrine where we're going to see even talents as this continues. No idea what that's supposed to do, but yeah, Aegis was a little bit late. Ult on Blaze was a bit awkward, to be honest. That's not where you want to drop that. But they get some damage in, and here comes Zul from the side. The Ancestral is too late. They dove in way too deep, and now they're losing Blaze, Johanna. That's the end of Rhaegar, and that could very well be the end of the game. Honestly, they could decide that they just go for core here. They have Oriel with them. They killed 3 heroes. Only damage dealers are still there. If they wanted to, they could try and go for the core at this point. They are trying to play it safe, get the level 20, get the Punisher, move through the bottom of the map where they are already in position with 2 heroes to open the wall up. And that is likely going to be another keep and maybe even core. 63,000 damage for Vala in this game. We have 41,000 for Blaze. He's the top damage dealer for his team. But of course, survivability was a little bit limited since he didn't go for bunker, which is pretty big problem here. Reyna gets taken down, and that more or less seals the deal. Staggered death, Jimmy dying when there was absolutely no need for it, and 3 heroes were still dead. So now they have to face the music with this. Zul pushing out the mid lane, should start to rotate down to the rest of the team, which is what they're doing at this point. Level 20 talents are in, of course, too. Jaina is in trouble. Zul wants the kill, is moving in already, but doesn't really matter any longer. They're already taking down Johanna as she moved in way too deep into 4 heroes. And with 2 keeps eliminated, Catapults jumping in, and the Punisher trying to get a piece of the action too, we will see this core fall. The Sloth High Lords, they take the lead again. J'ai plus de force. And yeah, bringing themselves in the lead in this best of 3 series. So nicely done here at the semi-final. The blue team with a victory on Infernal Shrines. GG and well played. Game number 2, Aldrich Pass, everybody, and boy did we go full NA for this one. On the left side, the team in the lead, the Sloth High Lords, with Bloody on Zul again, and now they're playing Shell on Anduin, Gaflo on Cho, and Blue on Gal. Yeah, and as if that wasn't enough melee players already, they also decided that they would put Arthurs into the game, played by Dur here. On the side of J'ai plus de force, we have on the right side Nova on Brightwing. Okay, I don't know why they decided to play this one without a support, but it is a ballsy choice either way. Sapphire on Jaina again, Cavaliers on Tychus, trying to burn Cho'Gall down. Syl on Blaze, and Heroes Gohan for the 2nd time in a row now on Johanna. So we're going full NA on this one, and interesting enough, Arthurs decided to stack. Now I have no idea if he had a stroke, if he misclicked, or if he just decided to make his own life a little bit harder for this game. Eternal Hunger, unfortunately, because I actually like the talent, but unfortunately it is pretty useless. Blizzard should... honestly, the only thing that Blizzard has to do to at least give it a little bit of viability is increase the damage that you gain with every single hit. Even if you increase it to 5, you could argue even if you increase it to 6, it would not end up in a situation where you just murder everything with Arthurs, but it would make the talent a little bit better just in general. As it is, though, apparently they're trying to they like to play with a bit of a handicap. Now we have at the same time still Calloused Hide and the Taskmaster, standard talents for Cho'Gall here, and Gaff Blue is going for the camp, which should rather be the job. I mean, fair enough, but yeah, he goes for the camp. This is the only camp outside of the boss camp on this map. Boss camps obviously spawning at the 5-minute mark. These camps spawn at the 1-minute mark. It's not going really as quickly as he probably thinks, and half of the shit that they're throwing out doesn't even hit, so I really don't know what's happening here. It's just like, hit your buttons, but that's not how it works. So, there's that. Anyways, the camp is important. You should always on this map try to take it as quickly as you can upon spawning. Continuously throughout the game, because it is quite powerful, and if your opponent doesn't do the same, then they're going to end up in trouble one way or another. So, Plus de Force, they have a couple of really nice things that they can use. I mean, they got a lot of stuns and also slows, and if they allow especially Tychus to get his damage in, it would be fantastic, and that's not how you do it. So in the rhythm is probably the dumbest talent that you can take if you want to take down a hero that has a high hit point pool. I don't want to insult the Tigers player here, so that's not really my intent, but you want to go for the bigger they are. This is a really, really bad talent to take. Just generally speaking, in a normal game, you will very often not get enough value out of it. There is a reason that top players don't play that either. So the whole reason why you go for the bigger they are is pretty much that you're trying to burn the hero down initially. Obviously, it's really strong at the beginning when a hero is still at the high hit point pool. So the normal engage with the bigger they are would happen that someone on your team will provide a stun on the target, you get into distance, you activate your minigun, and you burn the target down within seconds. It's like insane. Like you lose tons of their HP, and then of course you need the rest of your team to chip in too and finish the target off. That's also when you're going to activate your overkill. So you get the minigun duration through, and then you go straight into overkill and you try to burn the target down. Not going for the bigger they are here is an insane mistake. It's literally the reason why you pick Tychus. So if you're already going for heroes that play around percentage damage, then Greyman, of course, is a fantastic tool. You have Leo as well. I assume that both were banned. But if you go for Tychus, it's all about the bigger they are. This is how you burn tanks down. There is no reason in an actual game to go for In the Rhythm. This is a talent that you can take in quick match when you just want to fun around a bit. You're a fan of the ding 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 ding. And you can of course also take it in brawls. But if you are playing in a normal game, you want to get better, you want to improve as a team, and you're not just playing just to fun around a little bit in YOLO, then the bigger they are is the talent to go for. And you want to follow up on a stun of one of your teammates. So that's how you play that out. And that honestly also destroys the entire setup of the red team to a huge extent. So a lot of the threat that they would have against Cho'Gall normally is not going to come through here. So Cho'Gall is all of a sudden a lot safer than he should be with this lineup. Anyways, as all of this comes out, we have so far not a single kill. But the blue team is actually going for the objective here, which is also a little bit weird since we're not on level 7 yet. But that's a story for a different time. Yeah, Cho'Gall gets actually out as Anduin goes for the big save. He has to actually work overtime right now. I mean, he has to literally just like pull the targets out in order to make that work. Now that we have at least a bit of resistance from the red team, J'ai plus de force is trying to get this done. Keep in mind, you don't actually have to, like, both can be activated at the same time. So if the blue team is able to channel this one, they're still going to win it. But it's interesting to see that nobody's moving on the left side. There's the kill against Cho'Gall. Arthas completes his own quest. This one is getting channeled and they recapture it, but it's pretty darn close. Nice body blocking, by the way. Good job by Blaze. Good body blocking, getting that out. And now, thanks to the camp that they took a bit later, they're also getting mad value here in the middle. And it seems like at least objective number 1 is going to be claimed by J'ai plus de force as well. Nicely done. So, are they going to have a chance to take this game here after all? Cho'Gall, of course, gets a bit stronger as the game continues. Arthur's going into a full build, trying to dish out damage. Rune Tap got actually improved in the recent patch. Doesn't necessarily make it a fantastic choice, but yeah. We also have the Icy Talons now, so he's really trying to go for a little bit more of a brawl style. And we'll see how much damage he actually gets out as the game continues. Now, Arthur's, of course, also a beneficiary of the fact that Tychus didn't go into the proper talent. He's another hero that can be burned down pretty quickly if played correctly. And honestly, Heroes of the Storm is to a huge degree about coordination. Just really setting the stun up, allowing your damage dealers to get the damage through, and then moving away from that. Just like coordinated efforts, which is why shot calling is so important in this game, and also just macro awareness in general. Fort already about to be taken down, so the first wave of the objective is doing mad work over here. 1 fort down, bottom of the map. At least the wall is lost, and now there's an early level 10 ability for Plus de Force. And with that, we have again Combustion. And as I said before, not really the talent you want to go for here. It's all about the bunker. Bunker, bunker, bunker. And if you're like, yeah, but what if nobody uses the bunker? Well, this is an amateur game where you expect people to sit in voice, so you kind of need to learn the game. Really, the slogan here is get good. So, bunker, way more effective when used properly. Combustion, not really a good choice by any means. We still have the Dragon Laser Drill taken, so the theory behind this is pretty simple. If you want to go for In the Rhythm as your level 4 talent, then you want to also kind of go for the Dragon Laser Drill, because once that you have a lot of stacks together, you want to get the full minigun value, and minigun stops when you activate Odin. But generally speaking, Odin is just insanely powerful, so that's another problem of this build, that you actually drop Odin as a tool here. Jaina down, and Arthur's is dead as well. So it's actually a 1-for-1 trade that we now have in this situation. Okay. Topside gets still pressured now too. Bosses are up. Yeah, this is also a bit of a weird one, because what the blue team now did is in plain vision walk onto the boss. They went plain view of this. If they just wrap around here on the left side, they can go for boss and they have the opponent guessing a little bit. But now there's absolutely no mystery as to what is happening today. at the top. That's a huge risk. That's really a risk you don't want to take. And if they have to fall back now, it seems like the red team has actually decided that they want to give this a shot, and that Jaina is going to be here a little bit quicker. So the Sloth Highlords are actually opening up opportunities for the opponent now to take this. Interestingly enough, nobody really deals with this yet. We have level 10 abilities ready for mainly the blue team. The red team has already cooldowns that they have to work around, which is a problem in and of itself. Oh, stun against Cho'Gall. That's the kill against Brightwing. Trashwing is down. So is Jaina. And yeah, that's pretty much the annihilation of the red team. 5-man team wipe. Boss stolen. And that turns the game. Until now, thanks to objective number 1 and a couple of really well executed fights, Plus de Force was actually ahead. Now all of a sudden we have 6 kills against 4, a lead in experience, a big push, the objective is up, they can go for it quickly, and that is a problem. This is really problematic right now, so bad situation for the red team, especially considering that they're already 1 game behind in this best of 3, so that doesn't make it any easier for them. So here we go. Jumping through that. Careful, Jaina. You don't want to get killed by the boss here. That would be a little bit odd. And I'll get... It's like, what? They really don't... Look at this. He's going to be done in like 3 years or something. It's going to take ages for him. It's amazing to me. They don't have a single hero that can actually deal with this easily. That's really a job. This is actually a reason why you see so often heroes like Jimmy with Exterminator as his level 1 choice, or Vala with an arrow build taken on this map, because you can get this boss super easily. Greymane, of course, in Worgen form helps also a lot to secure this quickly. But yeah, they still have the time. Or do they? Yeah, there's the lockdown, and that's the boss. That's boss and objective at the same time. It's a problem. It's a huge problem. Going into the choke point might not be the best idea that they had today either, but at the same time, I don't really think it's going to matter too much. Nice YOLO move from Cho'Gall. He's like, YOLO! But yeah, so everybody is moving out. Once, of course... Cho'Gall really wants to die. Okay, he successfully committed Sudoku right here. Yeah, he was thinking about it for a long time, you could really tell. And yeah, so he commits Sudoku, jumps into the choke point over and over and over again until he's finally dead, until Plus de Force finally does him the favor of taking him down. But yeah, that's the kill. And of course it couldn't have come at the worst time. But still, they get value out of this. The bottom fort has taken a lot of damage. In the middle, we still have another one eliminated. And up at the top, as you can already see, the fort has been lost. And the wall at the keep is also getting destroyed here. Situation could still be better for the blue team than it is right now. But so far, so good. Okay, let's take a quick look at the damage output as well. Tiger's currently on 27,000. We have 22,000 for Gal. Actually, a little bit disappointing. Gal should have way more damage than this. 20,000 on Cho and only 22,000 on Gal. That's not really a good stat for Gal here. Gal normally is the highest damage dealer in the game and is way ahead of everybody else in the team. And that 2,000 damage difference isn't really enough. You need to have a little bit more than that. But the game is working well for them. It's 6 kills against 6 kills. That might not sound like much, but you look at the minimap and there's of course a significant advantage now. Next fight is coming in. Yeah, there's the action already coming through us. We have level 16 talents coming up next. Blaze needs glasses. That stun went nowhere. And they try to get the kill against Arthur's. And he gets away if he gets a heal. And he does. Down here, Tychus falls. Tychus eliminated. And there's another approach towards Jaina, and she seemingly is going to make it out, but clutch regardless. And they're of course going to lose now the fort down at the bottom of the map as this onslaught just doesn't stop. The next problem is that the camp has been taken in the middle, and as I said previously, this one actually does a lot of damage. So now we should see a rotation into the mid lane, unless they are happy to push through the bottom and try to let the mid lane do their thing. But yeah, if they go in here, they have a chance to open up the wall and maybe even take down the keep itself. Bit too late, but again, we have the next objective spawning too. 16 talents are already in place for both teams. And it's time for the prisoner camp again. So, off we go. But let's see how this is gonna pan out. Like, the one thing that really tilts me a little bit still is that I'm continuously looking at this in the rhythm on level 4. The talent is literally called the bigger they are. It doesn't get much bigger than Cho'Gall. There's a couple of heroes in the game where I grant that they are a bit bigger, but like, he is in the top 3 here. So it's literally in the talent name. And there they go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let the bodies hit the floor. Every single one of them eliminated with the exception... Well, not with the exception of Tychus. Tychus didn't want to be outdone here by his teammates. He says like, hey, if you guys can die, so can I. Yeah, he gets dropped. That's 12 kills against 6 now. And that's, of course... Keep? Hello? Hi? Team? Kill the fucking keep! What are you doing? I like objectives too, but can you please go for the keep here? I mean, what else do you want, guys? Like, this is an invitation. What do you want? Like a letter? You do know you can do both, right? Like, you get that. Alright, so instead they go for the boss in the hope that it kills a keep? Which they could have just killed for free. So, yeah. Interesting decision making over here. But yeah, so 12 kills to 6, a 2-level lead, but... that gets a sound effect. Alrighty. So, another attempt down here. Oh, big stun! That was actually the best combo with combustion that we've seen so far today. Cho'Gall is down. And is that going to be a kill? Arthur's? Zool is still trying to get some counter value. That's not working out so far. But the longer this lasts, the more the boss over here is going to get. So that at least that's something, I suppose. The situation is interesting. Brightwing! Hey! Brightwing had value. Look at that. Okay. Jaina nearly dies, and the keep top side is gonna go down. I would assume that the blue team hails that as a big victory, that they took the keep down, but then again I want to remind everybody they decided not to take the one in the middle. They could have definitely had both here. So now at least one armor plate is down from the boss, from our little core. Yeah, but they're gonna be back soon. The question is, can they fight for this one? There's a good chance that the red team actually gets their first objective now into the map. Let's see if that works out. I'm surprised that nobody ran to the boss at the bottom of the map just yet. Arthas is not gonna go in solo. They have Cho'Gall back though, and they're still ahead in experience. I mean, they are 1 level away from 20. Okay, be careful. Be careful. Not allowed to commit Mitsubishi here. Alrighty, so I can easily reclaim that. That shouldn't be a problem. So if they draw it out a little bit longer, they have level 20, which is exactly what they should do. Just draw it out for as long as you can. Trying to have someone soak a little bit experience. Tickle experience alone is going to give them a lead, of course. Yeah, they don't really need to do too much there at this point. 21 stacks for Arthas. Has by now also Frostmourne feeds. There's a double setup right here. And let's go. Let's move down to the bottom. Top lane gets pushed. By the way, not only the top lane, big pushes also coming at the bottom of the map. Not going to do too much. Again, it's not like we are seeing a continuous flow of catapults or these knolls coming through. But it's eventually going to damage a little bit. Here's another wave that gets taken, so level 20 is coming closer. And with those Storm Talons, they have a big opportunity right now to try and make it happen. Okay. Obviously, everybody's starting to move in over here. 20 Talons are there. It was honestly the objective of the red team to force a fight here. That's the red team's job. They literally had one job, force a fight before 20. Now they can't fight for the objective anymore. And now that 20 is on the other side, they engage. Are you fucking kidding me? There comes the Blessed Shield, but they literally waited for the opponent to hit their Storm Talents, and then they said, like, now we attack! Okay. Yeah, feel fine, feel air. So they're pretty much trying to make the fight as dangerous as possible, because, well, that's where you get all the glory, right? Problem is that you only get glory if you actually survive. They killed Zool, that's something. They nearly kill also Tychus. Cho'Gall. Tychus himself was trying to deliver the final blow here. But they're actually winning this. And Cho'Gall is committing Mitsubishi again. Why? Dude, stop! Can they focus him, please? Alright, Cho'Gall is just killing all of them now. Cho'Gall is just killing all of them at this point. And yeah, Arthur's as well. They're all on the run. I mean, they can just channel Sonya. No, Sonya here. Sorry. The skin actually confused me for just a second. But yeah, mad brawl here. The double ogre is just going full ham on them, and now it's 16 kills against 11. Objective has been taken too, and there's another kill. This is a third 5-man team wipe in this series, or in this game actually. Yeah, there's a level 20 now. And no, take it down. You were on the right track. Yeah, get out of the shots, but you can still poke a little bit against it. Where are you going? Where is he going? Like, seriously? He's aimlessly wandering around the map. Like, that guy is definitely drunk. Okay, it seems like we're gonna have a 2-0 victory here. Off we go. 52,000 damage when Gal has less damage than Cho. That's an interesting stat right there. Yeah, I've never seen that before. What is this? Jaina is dead, Arthur is running, Pops the army, the objective is arriving, Cho'Gall is dead. Yeah, still has 2 armor shields, the cavalry is in, taking that down too. Like, it is completely NA Clown Fiesta at this point. I mean, seriously, okay, so another armor shield is low, now they should be able to take this down, but boy, did they make this complicated. This was way easier than it looked, guys. Way easier. That's game, that's a 2-0 lead. The Sloth Highlords, everybody, with a 2-0 victory over Cho'Gall. Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.